Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, charged with second-degree murder, police arrest a man from P.E.I. in a local missing persons case. Axe the fuel tax, drivers looking for relief with high gas prices expected to linger. And her big break, a local actress scores a role on the big screen.
CTV Edmonton. Local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Police have charged a man from Prince Edward Island with second-degree murder after a woman from Edmonton disappeared last summer. Investigators believe it's a case of intimate partner violence, and now they're asking for help finding the woman's remains. CTV's Jeremy Thompson joins us in studio. So, Jeremy, investigators in our city had help from multiple police services.
Oh, yeah, Matt, there was a Canada-wide warrant out for 47-year-old John MacArthur in connection to the disappearance of 29-year-old Marika, or Mika, Sutton last August. EPS got help from colleagues in Calgary and Charlottetown, and officers eventually traveled to P.E.I. earlier this month to make the arrest. Sutton is originally from the Northwest Territories. Family from out of province reported her missing in September. She was last seen in Mill Woods the month before. By the end of October, investigators determined Marika Sutton's disappearance was criminal, and the homicide section took over. Police have charged John Angus Joseph MacArthur with second-degree murder and indignity to a body, laying those charges without recovering Sutton's remains. Investigators believe MacArthur was driving a black 2014 Jeep Patriot when he disposed of the body somewhere along Highway 2 between Wetaskiwin and Lacombe. EPS is asking anyone who may have seen the Jeep in an odd location along that stretch between August 22nd and 29th to contact police.
It's a very broad area because we are basing our information on what we've received. I think it's important that we find Marika's remains, not only for us, but I think that the family deserves to have that closure as well.
MacArthur has a lengthy criminal record in his home province. Since 1997, he's been in and out of jail. Court records show sentences totaling about 9 years. He has multiple assault and weapons convictions involving domestic partners. Police believe MacArthur was violent with Marika Sutton before she went missing. Now, John MacArthur is in custody, and investigators say there are no other suspects in Sutton's death. They're hopeful someone may come forward with information that will help recover Sutton's body. Matt?
All right, Jeremy Thompson live in studio tonight. Thank you. Some energy analysts say sky-high fuel prices will likely last weeks, if not months. And that's ramping up pressure on the province to do what it can to provide some relief. CTV's Nicole Weisberg reports.
What is it like filling up these days?
Too much.
For long-haul truckers, frequently fueling up is part of the job.
Well, it's $1.99 right now. Probably $1.86 our cost. Too high to keep us running, that's for sure.
This BC man has been trucking 50 years. This year, he says, will likely be his last.
A lot of guys have $3,000 to $4,000 payments, but mine's an older truck, it's paid for, so I haven't got that cost, but it's still a burden when that fuel's way high.
A burden almost everyone has felt in some way since war erupted in the Middle East earlier this month. It was hoped the pain would only be temporary, but analysts say we should prepare for it to last.
Because we haven't been able to get the Strait of Hormuz operating again. So 15% of global petroleum supply is not there. And a lot of the refineries that have been hit in the Iranian retaliation are going to take months to bring back online.
Higher energy prices means more revenue for companies and the province. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation believes the government should share the wealth by giving Albertans a tax break.
We know the provincial government has a mechanism to give taxpayers relief at the pumps. What we're asking Alberta Premier Daniel Smith to do is to do that now.
The province says it will only cut the fuel tax if oil prices average above $80 US a barrel during the 20 trading days preceding the 16th of the month before the next quarter. The latest rise in prices just missed the mid-March cutoff. Now the next opportunity to see a break is July.
So I'm sure that they're just kind of hoping that this high cost of a barrel of oil is going to paper over their huge deficit.
Back at the Flying J, any relief is welcomed.
It would be nice, yeah.
Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Alberta's economy is expected to grow this year, even as global instability creates new risks at home and abroad. An ATB forecast says Alberta's economy will grow by 2.7% this year, outpacing much of the country. And much of that is driven by higher oil prices linked to global conflict. It's predicted slower population growth will help bring down the unemployment rate. Economists say companies hiring remain cautious, with both employers and workers still navigating uncertainty.
It does present some challenges. It's a little smaller pool of those temporary foreign workers that a lot of businesses were relying on. But we are still getting a lot of people coming to Alberta on a net basis from other parts of the country. So that's also helping in terms of keeping our labor pool diverse and strong. So Alberta has a bit of an advantage on both of those fronts.
ATB also points to ongoing trade uncertainty with the United States as a potential hurdle. An Elections Alberta investigation shows Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally breached election law in response to a recall petition against him. In November, Nally publicly claimed the person behind his recall effort didn't vote in the last provincial election. Nally questioned whether that should disqualify the petition. Elections Alberta says Nally accessed the voter list to identify the person, which is not authorized by the Elections Act. It also says there was ambiguity and did not penalize Nally. In a statement, Nally says he will follow Elections Alberta's advice on future use of the electors list. An actress from Edmonton may have scored a breakthrough role. You can see Jenny Angus on the big screen in a movie currently in theaters, and soon you'll be able to spot her from home.
Vocal warm-ups.
Lights, camera,
action. Oh, yeah, the kitten. Mom wanted me to have one.
Jenny Angus is rehearsing lines from her very first film, Reminders of Him.
You know you can buy more than one at a time.
I'm just working up the courage to ask you out.
It was electric, like a dream come true.
The 22-year-old says she's been dreaming of becoming an actress since she was 5 years old.
I will go to my room and practice lines for hours, and I will perform it in front of my family.
All my life, people would say, you've got to get Jenny an agent. And I'm just like, well, we live in Edmonton. That's, pretty unrealistic.
Until a family friend recommended Jenny audition for Reminders of Him for the role of a young girl with Down syndrome.
And a director from Hollywood zoomed in and we did the Zoom call. But I was a little bit too old. I was 21. And they were looking for a 17-year-old.
While she just missed the big speaking role, the film's producers were so impressed they flew her down to shoot a smaller part for 2 days in Calgary.
Overwhelming, but at the same time, amazing.
It's worked out just beautifully because she really endeared herself to many on the set.
Now she has her own agent and has landed other opportunities, including 2 Netflix series, My Life with the Walter Boys.
And I got to meet Noah Leonard, who played Carl Walter, Hunky Guy,
and Guarding Stars.
It's a rom-com. And I got to meet one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE, CM Punk.
She's also currently doing table reads for a movie out of Detroit, and this might be her speaking role.
Aside from booking more acting roles, Jenny also wants to be a role model.
I would say people with Down syndrome or any type of disability that I want to inspire.
She's proving with passion and practice,
what's your name?
Even the biggest dreams can become reality. And Josh, after meeting Jenny today, there's no doubt in my mind she has what it takes to be a big star. And I know you've had the pleasure of working with her as well.
Yeah, Jenny's the best. So congratulations to her on all her success and future success as well. Temperatures today up to 3 degrees for a daytime high. We're currently at 0 downtown. You can see the airport's still 4 degrees above 0. It's -3 in Villeneuve. 3 degrees will still put us 3 degrees cooler than average, but that is warmer than it's been for several days. The last couple of days, we've been stuck in that -10 range. It's also warmer than it will be over the course of the weekend. Temperatures this weekend look like they'll drop back into the -3, -4 range. Take a look outside right now with the CTV drone. It's brought to you by Century Casinos, 3 great locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, Century Mile. Mostly cloudy skies outside right now, and we'll keep those clouds, it looks like, through the rest of this evening and overnight tonight, and then tomorrow morning, especially through the early morning hours, chance of some flurries. We've got snow falling in northeastern Alberta, just off to the south of Fort McMurray right now. You get some snow in through the Peace Country. There's actually a snowfall warning south of Grand Prairie, Hinton, Grand Cache regions. You notice that area not getting a ton of snow just yet, but that snow will drop south. And so we could see 10 to 15 centimeters in through that area. Won't be anywhere near that much here in Edmonton. But some light snow tomorrow morning, -9 to start the day with those flurries in the area, then mostly cloudy and -3 in the afternoon. More flurries potentially on Sunday, and then some heavier snow possible Sunday night into Monday. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, living with a loss, how a local group is helping people heal through nature.
There's never a more important time to come together with other people as when we're grieving.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Grief can be a difficult and sometimes overwhelming experience. A group in Edmonton is finding a new way to deal with those feelings by spending time walking in natural settings together. CTV's Connor Hogg joined them today.
As we go down our stairs, pretend we're entering a new realm here. This is one of the most beautiful gardens I know in this city.
Kimberly Robbie has gathered this group together to spend several hours at the Citadel Theatre's Lee Pavilion.
Enjoy and connect to our bodies and nature in this first hour. When we are grieving loss, we feel very isolated. It's one of the most isolated, scary things that we go through in life. And there's never a more important time to come together with other people as when we're grieving and when we're struggling.
I have experienced some grief and trauma in my life over the last few years and realized that I couldn't do it on my own.
Carrie Long started coming to these walks after the death of her husband and a breast cancer diagnosis. Now cancer-free, she says these walks have helped in other ways.
My heart was broken. Lots of people's hearts are broken. And it's no different than losing a limb, say, where you can't just expect the limb to grow back. You can't expect the heart to heal. You actually have to do the work.
While walking is an important part of these meetups, so is sitting down, resting, reflecting, and talking about how they're feeling. Sharing stories, tears, and laughter together.
Making sure that we're not walking around with a smile on our face saying we're fine when we're dying inside, right? So just being a little bit more vulnerable and honest about what we're actually feeling.
Robbie says there are many forms of grief: loss of a loved one, loss of a pet, a relationship, a job, or even the end of a period of time in your life. She hopes her walks give people a place to process whatever they're going through.
The priceless power of human connection and the priceless power of being seen when we're in pain and we feel like we're the only ones going through it.
Long says meeting new people who have just started to deal with their emotions helps her feel closer to her late husband.
He would love that I'm here taking care of me.
Helping each other heal and grow from pain together.
Hi, new friends.
Hi, new friends.
Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Some kids are learning how to nurse their stuffed toys back to full health. The Spruce Grove Public Library hosted a teddy bear clinic today. Kids check their stuffies' blood pressure, temperature, height, and weight. They can also bandage them up if needed. The library says the clinic gives kids something to do during spring break while still being educational.
The most engaging way of getting education and literacy is through fun and learning. So they get to do something fun and creative, and yet they're also practicing their letters, their numbers, their mathematics, and just having a bit of a blast doing it.
The library is also showing movies at 2 p.m. most days next week during spring break. One of Edmonton's largest soccer tournaments is now underway. More than 23 countries are represented at this year's Mini World Cup. Some of those countries are currently at war. As CTV's Nara Manisa reports, the sport is giving some players a much-needed distraction.
Mo Taliani watches a video of an airstrike hitting a building in Lebanon.
There's always something in the back of everybody's mind. In their chest, everything is a little bit heavier this time around, just given what's going on.
While the 33-year-old was born and raised in Edmonton, he and his teammates stress over loved ones back home. Taliani is the head coach of Lebanon's men's team at this year's Mini World Cup.
They all have family members back home. And they sit and tell me some of the stories where they're getting messages late in the evening, just given the time difference, where there was a notification, an evacuation order.
Last year, he was a player helping them win the tournament.
When we won it last year was extra special. Quite a bit of the players actually played at high levels on that team, and it just hit different.
Several countries at the World Cup are currently at war, including Lebanon, Iran, Sudan, and Ukraine. Soccer's providing a distraction for the players.
The fact that we're able to all come together and play a game, yes, against one another, but at the end of it all, we all shake hands and we move on. We all feel for one another.
While winning is always the goal, being able to represent their home country is priceless.
You have crowds across all the countries that come out and support, and it's a really, really nice environment to be in.
The Mini World Cup and Heritage Cup is being played at the South Soccer Centre. The tournament wraps up April 9th. Naramisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Still to come tonight on CTV News, a new addition to the Edmonton Oilers roster.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The Oilers have signed Czech defenseman Thomas Sabulka. He joins the organization on a 2-year entry-level contract. The 21-year-old starred for Czechia in the 2024 World Junior Championship, helping his country earn a bronze medal. Sabulka played the last 2 seasons in Europe. Well, Josh, nice and warm out there today after a pretty chilly week, although you reminded me things could always potentially be worse.
There's lots of people been complaining a little bit about March so far. 1 year ago today, 20 centimeters of snow. So
I'll take 3 degrees and sunny, thank you.
10 to 14 days later, golf courses were all open. So
you'd have that circled on your calendar.
We're on the same pattern that it looks like for this year. 0 outside right now. River Valley Sky Camps brought to you by Action Furnace Fixed Right or It's Free. Mostly cloudy skies out there after hitting 3 for a daytime high. We'll be about -3 for highs Saturday, Sunday. But we do start to turn a corner next week. Still slightly below average, but pretty consistently there in the 0 to +4 range for the early to middle part of next week. And then we've been talking about this really for the last week and a half, somewhere around Easter. Things finally turn once again, and we're around or slightly above average after that. -7, Fort McMurray, -6 at Grand Prairie. It's 5 in Red Deer and Jasper currently, and we've slipped to 0 here in the city. Snowfall warning, Hinton, Grand Cache regions, especially I think up around Grand Cache, more so than Hinton. About 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. You can see that snow is north of that area right now, but that will drop to the south. You also have some snow south of Fort McMurray. Just clouds here in Edmonton for the time being, but overnight tonight, that snow will slide in. So early tomorrow morning, you've got some light snow or some flurries in the Edmonton area. You might get a dusting to maybe a centimeter or 2 on the ground, but no heavy snow. Watch what happens through Sunday, though. Sunday, you've got, well, we'll get to that in a second. First, let's talk about tomorrow. -15 in the morning in Fort McMurray, -19 Grand Prairie, -9 in Edmonton. Your daytime highs tomorrow with that flurry activity across the northeast in the -3 to -6 range. -8 for Grand Prairie. Edson gets to about -3 and -3 and cloudy in through the Red Deer region. Here's Sunday. Some snow, heavy at times in through western parts of the province. I think this may be enough to prompt a snowfall warning for parts of western Alberta. So keep that in mind for Sunday afternoon. And then the heaviest of the snow, it looks like Sunday night into Monday, stays south of Edmonton. We're on the northern edge of this. So right now, it looks like a couple centimeters potentially. This could be 10 to 20, though, for some areas, Red Deer, east towards Coronation. So you may see a snowfall warning Sunday night into Monday for areas south of Edmonton. And if that shifts north, we could pick up a pretty good dump of snow there Sunday night into Monday morning. So keep an eye on that. The morning commute Monday could be a little ugly. Tomorrow morning won't be that bad in the morning hours. Mostly cloudy, -3 in the afternoon. Chance of scattered flurries on Sunday, especially late in the day. And then snow Sunday night and through the first half of the day Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're back a degree or 2 above 0. You get another chance for some accumulating snow Thursday of next week. And then after that, there's that Easter weekend. 7s and 8s and a chance of showers for the Easter weekend.
All right, Josh, thank you. The federal government is spending $6 million to support 3 local businesses as part of its defense strategy. Today's announcement was made at Wyvern, a local company getting $3 million to enhance its satellite technology. Wyvern got its start at the University of Alberta. The U of A is also receiving $3 million to help other companies test and bring defense technologies to market.
In the defense field, we've got a very well-established dual-use defense research group at the University of Alberta that is, most importantly, very closely connected to a number of key industry partners. So this industry ecosystem is already happening and is thriving right here in Alberta, and the University of Alberta is very connected to that.
A portion of the federal money will also be spent to launch an Indigenous supply chain pilot program. Yesterday, Prime Minister Mark Carney said Canada has met its NATO defense spending target. When we return, showcasing their strengths, why Canada's top football prospects are in Edmonton.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Monday in your morning, spring makes for some messy dog walks, how to keep clean, and the need for foster care in our city. Plus, we find out where we got the phrase, the old college try. We'll see you at 6.
Your morning at...
The top Canadian prospects trying to crack the Canadian Football League are competing in Edmonton. Today was bench press day at the CFL Combine at Commonwealth. These players are eligible for next month's CFL draft. 2 U of A Golden Bears are among dozens of players showing off their strengths for scouts.
I'm sure I'll get drafted. I'm sure the team will want my skills and what I bring to the table, and I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I never knew what sport it was going to be, but I always knew I wanted to be a professional athlete. I spent long nights watching NHL hockey and CFL football, hoping that maybe one day I'd be there, and this is a blessing. Just to even be here, I feel extremely grateful.
The Edmonton Elks open training camp May 6th. They play their first preseason game May 29th against the Calgary Stampeders. That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.